Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into psychology, human behavior, and the subtle signals that people send, often without even realizing it. Today we are uncovering a powerful truth that many people miss. How do you really know when a woman likes you? You see, attraction is not always expressed with words. In fact, most of the time it is revealed through behavior, tone of voice, body language, and subconscious actions. And the science of psychology gives us clear insight into what these signs really mean. So in this video, we are going to explore 3 clear signs a woman likes you every single time, backed by psychological studies and human behavior insights. Whether you are in a new friendship starting to date, or just trying to figure out what is going on in her head, this video is going to open your eyes. Let us dive in. Sign number 1, she finds subtle ways to be around you. Let us begin with the first clear psychological sign. She finds subtle, sometimes even seemingly random ways to be around you. This behavior is deeply rooted in the psychology of proximity and attraction. In psychology, there is something called the mere exposure effect. It is a phenomenon where people tend to develop a preference for things simply because they are familiar with them. In other words, the more often someone is around you, the more likely they are to feel a connection, and the same applies in reverse. But here is the twist. If she is the one creating that proximity, over and over again, that is not by chance micro moments of proximity. When a woman likes you, she might not openly say it, but she will show up in your life in small, almost imperceptible ways, sitting near you when there are many seats available, finding reasons to talk to you that seem casual but are actually intentional, appearing at events or gatherings you are part of, even if she does not have a strong reason to be there, walking past your workspace more often than seems necessary. These are micro-behaviors. They are small, easy-to-miss actions, but psychology tells us they are meaningful. In fact, Dr. Albert Mehrabian, a researcher in non-verbal communication, found that over 55% of communication is through body language and physical behavior. That means if she is physically placing herself near you more than usual, her subconscious is already doing the talking. She engages in situational mirroring. Another version of this is when she mirrors your schedule or habits. Let us say you start going to the gym at a new time, and suddenly she is there too. Or maybe you mention that you have been loving a certain coffee shop, and guess what? She shows up there within a week. It is not necessarily that she is stalking you. It is more likely that she is finding comfort in shared experiences. And when someone likes you, they subconsciously want their world to overlap with yours. And remember, this is not about being creepy or calculated. It is about genuine attraction, showing itself through the subtle art of being present, eye contact, and open body language while near you. Here is where the signs get even stronger. If she is around you and shows open body language, legs or torso pointed in your direction, uncrossed, arms leaning in when you talk, and frequent eye contact, you are seeing some of the strongest subconscious signs of interest. Women are usually more aware of social cues than men. So if she is consistently facing you, smiling when you speak, and does not seem in a rush to leave your company, you have her attention. Red flag versus green flag. Is she friendly or flirty? Now you might wonder, what if she is just being friendly? That is a good question, and here is the difference. A friendly person will make conversation when it is convenient. A woman who likes you will create opportunities to talk to you even when it is not convenient. So when she goes out of her way to be where you are, to engage with you, or to stay a little longer after everyone else leaves, that is intentional. Extra insight from psychology research on romantic attraction shows that physical proximity is one of the strongest predictors of relationship development. In fact, long-term studies have found that most romantic Relationships start between people who regularly saw each other in shared environments, like schools, workplaces, neighborhoods, or mutual social circles. When she chooses to make herself part of your physical environment repeatedly, her subconscious brain is signaling a deep pull towards you. Transition to sign number 2. Let us move on to the second clear sign. And this one dives deep into emotional connection. Sign number 2. She remembers the little things you say. This is a subtle, powerful, and incredibly revealing behavior. When a woman truly likes you, she will not just listen to you, she will remember you. And not just the big things. In fact, the smaller the details she remembers, the more powerful the signal. Why memory equals emotional investment. From a psychological perspective, memory is selective. Our brains naturally prioritize remembering information that we consider important, interesting, or emotionally charged. So, when a woman remembers your favorite snack or coffee order, a random story you told 2 weeks ago, a detail about your childhood, an offhand comment about your favorite music book or hobby that is not by accident. This behavior is a result of deep emotional focus. She brings it up again casually. What is even more interesting is how she brings it up. Hey, I remember you said you like jazz. I saw this live band and thought of you. Did not you say your mum's birthday was this week? How did that go? You mentioned you were nervous about your meeting last Friday. How did it go? This is not typical social interaction. This is intentional emotional awareness, the psychology of connection through curiosity. Psychology tells us that curiosity is a form of caring. When someone is curious about your inner world, your past and your future, it means they are psychologically invested in who you are. Dr. Arthur Aaron conducted a famous study on interpersonal closeness and found that people who ask deep personal questions and remember the answers create stronger emotional bonds. If she is doing this with you, it is more than politeness. It is a sign of desire to connect. It works, even in group settings. One of the most fascinating things you will notice is that even in group settings, when a woman likes you, she will respond to your voice more than others. She will react to your jokes, respond to your comments, and circle the conversation back to something you said. This level of selective focus is a classic marker of attraction. She notices when you are off. Here is another layer. When a woman likes you, she becomes attuned to your emotional state. If you are quieter than usual, she might ask, "Are you okay today?" If you post something online that seems different from your usual vibe, she might send a message to check in. That is not something casual acquaintances do. That is someone who is watching closely because they care deeply. Additional psychological insight. Emotional memory works hand in hand with dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. Every time she recalls details about you, her brain is rewarding her with a positive feeling. That is why remembering and repeating small things about you is not just thoughtful, it is pleasurable for her brain. That is how attraction hardwires itself into long-term emotional bonds. Transition to sign number 3, and now we move to the third and most emotionally revealing sign of all. Sign number 3. Her energy changes around you. This one is powerful because it is almost impossible to fake or control. When a woman likes you, her entire energy shifts when you enter the room. Sudden boost of positivity. Watch for this. She could be in a neutral mood or even slightly down, but when she sees you, her posture changes. She stands taller. She smiles. More. Her voice lifts in tone. These shifts may seem subtle, but they are incredibly consistent. It is the body's natural reaction to someone they are drawn to. Dopamine levels rise, heart rate increases, and it shows outwardly nervous energy, emotional tension. Attraction does not always present as confidence. Sometimes it shows up as nervousness. She fidgets more when you talk, plays with her hair, jewelry or phone, laughs a little more, or blushes when you compliment her. Her sentences might trail off, or she stumbles a bit when you make direct eye contact. This is not a lack of confidence. It is emotional tension, and that tension is a powerful clue. She is different with you than with others. You might see her act one way with everyone else. Casual calm, maybe even a little guarded, but with you, she opens up. Maybe she talks faster, maybe she is more playful, or maybe she is more vulnerable. This contrast is one of the clearest signs that her feelings are real. Her emotional presence lingers. Another sign, after you part ways, she follows up, sends a text, responds to something you post, comments on something you said hours or days later. That is emotional residue, and it means your presence mattered to her. It stayed with her. She replayed the moment, and she wants you to know she is still thinking about it. Extra depth on emotional energy. Modern psychology also links this type of energy shift to oxytocin, the bonding hormone. When she feels emotionally safe and connected to you, her body releases more oxytocin, which naturally makes her warmer, more open, and more responsive. That is why her energy with you feels different than with anyone else. So let us wrap this up with a quick recap. 3 clear signs. A woman likes you every single time. 1. She finds subtle ways to be around you, whether it is physical presence, eye contact, or staying a little longer. She is making proximity a priority. 2. She remembers the little things. Her attention to detail is not random. It is emotional. Investment in who you are. 3. Her energy shifts when you are near. From nervous excitement to warm vulnerability, her emotional state changes because your presence matters. The next time you are unsure if